Welcome back to the DBS studios. Of course, I'm Delia Dolor and this is Dolor Factor Live. Now, just before the break, we were showing you all these pounds of... Anyway, I think you get the message. But doctor, when we were in the break, you made a very important point about all these pounds of potential excreta in our bodies. What was that point?
It's a little explain about that. You saw sometimes in the street a thin lady, and when you saw the belly is a little distension. This is the reason. The distension is the reason because have inside the colon and the bowel have a lot fecal material. This is another indication you saw in the street when the people is doctor, so say okay, this patient have some the fecal retention inside the bowel and need to send to.
Yeah, and I think that's why sometimes people say if you're going to go on a diet or it's good to have a clean out first because that helps.
That's it.
Yes.
Colon hydrotherapy is actually recommended before you do a fast, during the fast and after the fast. Because what it does, it helps move out impacted stuff that once you get it moved and cleaned, then you're able to absorb your nutrients from the food that you eat. Yeah, you have what you call a clean colon that you'll be able to take in all your nutrients, all the minerals, trace minerals, vitamins that you eat from your food. If you were to think of, how do I explain it? Say if you were to do a papier-mâché, you get sheets of paper and you paint glue. So then it creates what you call a sort of a film, a sort of a casing. With the water irrigation, if you take that as an analogy, you take the water irrigation and you clean and clear out the colon, then you find the membranes begin to breathe. Of course, you have the porous quality being returned to it so that it's healthy. So now you're able to absorb your nutrients. And the benefits are long, there's the long list of benefits. I mean, you have a variety of things, including you can get rid of gas, you can get rid of irritability, skin problems, skin lesions, the doctor was mentioning earlier. If you're very, very lethargic, for instance, you're always very tired because you're not getting the nutrients from the food that you're eating. Yeah, having a clean and clear colon would help you.
You know, I have to say that when I did my first one with you, I spoke to a few of my friends and they were saying, oh, you're not going to do that. Oh, it's going to be very uncomfortable. It's going to hurt. And it didn't hurt. It was just, like I said earlier, for viewers who didn't join us at the beginning, it was more, we were talking, weren't we, Louise? We were just talking, and then you said to me, oh, it's in. I'm like, it's in. You just feel a little, like if you go to the doctor and they, take blood from you, you feel a little pinch. You know,
so for instance, if you were just to stretch your hand out and just pinch your arm, that's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, goes
yes. Well, that's how I felt. You know, and actually, it was a nice feeling when I felt the water going into the system. It was a lovely feeling, and even when I left, I felt lighter. Well, I did feel lighter, and I was lighter.
You did lose.
I did lose. I lost weight. That's how long was the session? About 45 minutes?
The actual session is 20 to 30 minutes, but we set aside at least an hour because you need to go sit on a commode after. And
all right, you know what? Let's start from the beginning so people can understand. So we visit you.
Well, you visit me. First, I must do a consultation. It's very important. With any other therapy, you must ensure that the contraindications, we are clear on what is not right for you. Once we have established that you are able to do the therapy, then I take you into the room. I give you, to prep you, you lay on your left side and you're all covered really, as you were all covered. I take the scope, I warm the scope because obviously the metal, you don't want to insert cold metal. And once we have done that, then I begin the flow of the water. For every count of water, it's about 1 ounce going in. So I may do perhaps up to 5 or maybe 10 gallons of water. It's all filtered water and warm filtered water. So from 98 degrees to 100 degrees, nothing hotter than that. And once the water begins to go through, I do what you call a mass motion abdominal massage.
That was nice. I could have just sat there.
Correct. So it's, a gentle movement over the tummy. And once we have done so, then we begin to see motion come out. Is either we get around the gas, and in most cases there is a lot of gas to begin with. And once we have done so, then the fecal matter begins to come out, which we saw earlier on through the view tube.
And at that point, viewers, you actually feel like, like when you have the runs, but you don't have the pain of when you have the runs, but you just start to release.
Correct.
Yes, and it's nice and warm as well. I'm sorry, I'm saying it's nice to excrete, but it felt to me a relief. I actually felt like I was feeling lighter. I was feeling like, oh my gosh, there's lots of things, heavy, horrible things coming out of me, and it felt good.
Yeah. So it's all the impacted feces that you've been carrying around for a while that's just sitting there. That's just, needs to get out. And it accumulates for different reasons. Maybe undigested food. Perhaps you skipped a meal, and it's so wrong not to have your meals, at least 3 square meals. And if not, maybe snacking in between, because missing a meal is what really increases gas in the digestive tract.
And does it make your stomach bigger?
Well, gas will obviously distend your tummy. You will feel bloating, you'll feel heaviness. Yeah.
Okay.
So
and as you continue going as well, I have to say this, there was this awful smell.
Well,
why?
That means I'm getting to stuff that was sitting there for a while.
Oh gosh, well that was
I
really
mean,
pungent.
Why? Somebody has to do the job.
But I mean, we got this smell, but I was feeling great. So I was actually thinking, we've got to the bottom of all this,
Correct.
And it didn't take too long either.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for some of my clients, we've had major success. I mean, 5 pounds after the 3rd treatment, and for me, that is great success.
Wow. Well, after the break, we're going to talk about the symptoms. How will you be feeling when it's time for you to actually undergo what we're talking about, okay? But here's a reminder of tonight's giveaways. Name one benefit of a colonic treatment, and who can you visit to experience one? Who are the distributors or agents for Colgate Palmolive in St. Lucia? What year was Paradise Water from Paradise Springs established? All of these questions can be found on DolorFactorLive.com, Facebook page Dolor Factor Live TV show. Stay with us. We'll be right back with some more interesting news about this really healthy situation, even though it smells. So stay with us. We'll be right back.